Simon Belmont and Richard Richter Belmont are the latest third-party characters to have been announced for Super Smash Bros., and that has got me thinking, will there be more? Contrary to fan theories and beliefs, characters like Shantae, Banjo-Kazooie, and Crash, 4 years being property of Sony makes me a true rival to Super Mario Bandicoot seem like a far cry solely based on either the lack of icon status, or the lack of interest from either Nintendo or the respective third party. You might think that a character should score enough votes on a stupid-ass ballot and nothing else should matter, but it does. There's a lot more to it than that. Castlevania was not a series on many people's minds, but it was a very big franchise back in the day. For a third-party character to be in Smash Bros., there should be certain criteria that is met. The franchise must be successful and popular, Nintendo must want it to boost sales of Smash Bros., and the developer must want it to get more global recognition. I have conjured up 7 realizable third-party characters ranked from least likely to most likely for being one of the next to be included into Super Smash Bros. Number 7, Leon Kennedy. He is ranked 7th on this list considering that there are already 2 other Capcom characters thus far in Super Smash Bros., that being Mega Man and Ryu. Capcom is replete with iconic video game characters, but I believe a third Capcom character won't be in the cards for a while. Regardless, Resident Evil has definitely a long history with Nintendo consoles, from the N64 to the Switch. Sooner or later, though, we will see Resident Evil represented in Super Smash Bros. In some form, sooner or later. Number 6, Lara Croft. Created by Eidos Interactive and published by Square Enix, I feel that Tomb Raider is low on Square's priority list. Regardless, Tomb Raider has been a well-known series from around the world, having games from PlayStation, Sega, Xbox and Nintendo consoles since 1996. She is arguably one of the biggest third-party characters to come from the West, and Square's relationship with Nintendo is lucrative enough for a dialogue to happen about the possibility of Lara. Number 5, Scorpion. I think of all the American franchises, Mortal Kombat is bound to happen, revolutionizing the digitized sprites and setting the boundaries of true violence in video games. Mortal Kombat has had a vast history on Nintendo consoles, and Warner Bros. As a game publisher still supports Nintendo consoles strongly. We might not ever get a Mortal Kombat vs. Street Fighter crossover game, but this would be the closest thing possible to it. Number 4, Terry Bogard. The most recognizable character in all of SNK's fighting games, it would also be cool to see him in the same game as Ryu from Street Fighter. SNK has yet to be in Super Smash Bros. In any way, but their fighter games have really come a long way, despite Neo Geo or any SNK games failing to set the world on fire. Terry Bogard would be the third American canonical character in Smash Bros. Behind Solid Snake and Little Mac. Number 3, Heihachi. Heihachi Mishima isn't the most popular of video game character, but since he's from Namco who is involved with the making of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, is why he is number 3. Because Street Fighter Cross Tekken already happened in 2013, and it wasn't that great of a game, the desire to see Tekken crossing over once more is not what some people are eagerly anticipating. Even though Heihachi might have died at the end of Tekken 7, his spirit can still live on in Smash Bros. Number 2, Rayman. Rayman is actually a character I suspect to appear in Super Smash Bros. After appearing as a trophy in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. I have to say this about these trophies though, and it's that Rayman Legends for Wii U was published by Nintendo, even though Ubisoft Montreal were the designers that were in charge of the trophies themselves, according to Baby Sakurai. While I am totally against the ideal of adding Rayman to Smash Bros. Just to promote an upcoming game, he is certainly overdue for a new adventure. Why hasn't a new Rayman game been announced yet? Number 1, Ryu Hayabusa. Scorpion might be the most famous video game ninja, but Ryu Hayabusa also has a legacy that is just as strong on Nintendo consoles. Ninja Gaiden had some amazing NES games that even had cutscenes that were ahead of its time. Ninja Gaiden took a hiatus for around a decade before getting a revival on the Xbox, where Ninja Gaiden also had new games appearing on Nintendo consoles. But since then, Ryu has also been a staple character in the Dead or Alive franchise. Who did I leave out? Let me know down below in the comments.